TS Shipyard was his map of choice. Starting to the bottom left in the red, we have our Terran player for the Prime team. This is
MarineKing Prime.
He fought well in Entomb, but he fell short. Symbol crushing him with a Baneling and Ling attack. No siege tanks. And in the end, it was MarineKing who lost the game, who has now defeated his opponent.
And his opponent is at the top right in the blue, just one win away from taking the loser's match. His ID is
GSL Symbol.
Symbol with a great opening on the last game with a good read on what exactly was happening. He saw that his opponent was trying to get the low ground expansion and just assumed that he would build the command center on the high ground. He responded immediately with a double expansion before Spool, and this worked so well for him. MarineKing, on the other hand, never really able to get this third base. The command center he built in his own main was not really all that effective. Well, he could build the SCV count up a little bit faster. He could get the extra mule, but he was not able to mine from the third base for too long because then Symbol's run by just did too much damage.
He lost all of his SCVs to the first Zergling run by, and that was really frustrating. Couldn't feel comfortable transitioning to the tanks just yet. After losing all of his Hellions as well to those Lings, I mean, that was tragic. And we were going to see hatch before, or double hatch before pool and command center first, 2 games in a row. And this is what you would expect. Symbol's actually reading into MarineKing so well. MarineKing goes command center first against Zerg almost every game, no matter what map it is. So why not just read into that and go ahead and go for the fast double hatch yourself?
Exactly. At this point, he doesn't have any scouting information whatsoever. He does not know what's happening, and he even squeezes in additional drones. He plays super greedy right now, and I like this. This is the dynamic that we taught. I bet you money that he would never do this in a best of one. That would not be the style that he chooses to play. But he is ahead, so just getting all of these additional, pretty greedy small edges over his opponent before he starts with the spawning pool is his way of saying, hey, well, listen up, this is the best of 3. I'm ahead. I can actually do this right now, and if you don't read it, if you don't know what I do, I'll be ahead.
Yeah, I really like this choice. Whenever you're ahead in a best of 3, take as many risks as possible. When you and your opponent are at even skill level, you don't want to do this necessarily when your opponent is much better than you, and it just depends on the situation, it depends on the matchup as well. But MarineKing double gassing right now after getting his 2 racks. Exactly the same transitions for both players. We see Symbol's mining gas. He's going to get his Zergling speed fairly soon as well. We'll go up to 5 or 6 queens.
The thing about this is that really none of these players has any scouting information whatsoever. MarineKing doesn't know anything at all. Symbol has at least 2 overlords in position, but that's all there is to it. They have no clue right now.
Well, MarineKing is not taking a fast third command center this time. He's going to make a factory. Going to move his barracks back right now. Will likely just go into reactor Hellions from here. Probably into starport before third base. A pretty normal transition. The most common one, in fact. Symbol has pulled all but 1 drones out of gas so he can research that Zergling speed. And MarineKing actually going... There is another barracks. Getting Tech Lab now with his reactor, so he will start stim as he gets the combat shields out. And with that additional barracks, it looks like he might not actually go for the starport, might just skip it entirely.
We have a barracks, a bunker down at the low ground, and finally a little bit of scouting going on by Symbol. He actually chooses to hide the Zergling to the bottom right. I'm not quite sure what exactly he wants to achieve with this. Maybe just trying to pick off... Maybe trying to kill the SCV as soon as he sees that there's a third base being built for MarineKing, or trying to sneak it in a little bit later with another timing. We have him claiming the Zalnaga Watchtower in the middle of the map as well, so he will at least be able to spot when MarineKing is moving across the map. But if you have a quick look at the production tab, we currently have the Baneling Nest, the speed is nearly done, and Symbol is just getting ready. Additional queens, number 3 and 4, but so far he focused really heavily on the drones and is at 44. So Symbol, with the timings that he has, will be able to be ready for attacks just in time, but any kind of early aggression or aggressive build by MarineKing would have put him in a really bad spot.
Oh yeah, especially if he's making 13 drones right now. That's going to put him up to 56. He's adding 2 gases. MarineKing is getting that starport up, but the use of it is just going to be for medevacs this time.
MarineKing doesn't know anything at all.
Yeah, this is his first scout right now.
This is 7 minutes and 40 seconds, and he's completely relying on his build. He's relying on the fact that his build is good enough against anything that could happen to him, that his timing will be perfect, and that he's going to make this work. He does not know about his opponent's tech, about his bases, about his opening. He simply does not know. These Hellions, the first few scouting information that he got, he knows that there's a third.
But he doesn't even know how long it's been there.
Yeah.
He's going to start medevac production now, and he will hit with a similar timing to what we saw last game, just a pressure build with a heavily, a heavy marine count. But this time he's going to have less Hellions. He's not going to have Blue Flame. It's just going to be a little bit weaker, but because Symbol has been cutting so many corners, with good micro against the Banelings, he actually may just be able to get some worker kills or at least trade well.
A problem for Symbol is that he was relying on 2 queens for quite a while, so he was not able to really spread his creep. Now he has the additional queens and is starting to, but MarineKing is moving out, and now the creep spread would be so important to give him an edge over his opponent. But speed is done, and with those Banelings, if he catches these Hellions once again, that's going to be bad news for MarineKing, who's really trying to make this happen. And here they come, the Zerglings streaming and closing the distance. The Baneling following suit, taking down a few of these units, but the reinforcements for Symbol, they're not ready just yet, but I doubt that MarineKing is really going to commit to this. He's stimmed already, he is down in hit points. Committing to this would end up in losing him his entire force.
Yeah, well, he doesn't know how many Zerglings are going to be made as well, so it'd be really scary to just move on to that creep. Looks like with his medevac series, he's going to attack again. I think he just wants to trade continuously with these Banelings, which is where all the gas of Symbol is going right now. Marauders in front, tanking some damage. The Hellions getting some good hits, and uh-oh. He actually still is being surrounded here. It looks like he will be cleaned up, but I feel like this was a decent trade for him, and he's not actually done yet. If he gets these queens...
He won't get the queens.
No.
There are too many lava. He has a macro hatch. This is one of the things that I really want to point out here. That Symbol is, he has on four hatches. He has the queens. He's going for the transfuse, the injects the entire time. So he has the lava. We've seen other players die with 1,000, 2,000 minerals just because they didn't have the production. But he does, and he's able to defend against this. He has the queens, he has the banelings, and he has all of those Zerglings that he needs. But now he's supply blocked, and this is a bad spot for him. Let's see if those... nice. Well done.
Perfect lift.
Well done by MarineKing.
Supply dead even here. Spire is finishing. The 1-1 upgrades are a little bit faster for Symbol right now. MarineKing's adding additional barracks. His third command center is done. He's being denied by an Overlord floating on his third.
Very important to note here is that Symbol was far ahead in his economy, but MarineKing, with his push that he just applied, with all this pressure, he forced Symbol to build units. And because Symbol was relying on Ling Baneling, it's a very, very lava costly composition, so he was not able to drone up. And MarineKing used the time to build SCVs. He built up this SCV count, and he was even in SCV supply, in worker supply, just a few seconds ago with his opponent. So MarineKing gained a lot by this, not in how many units he killed, but just the reaction that he forced off Symbol. He's even in worker count. Symbol is trying to get more drones in the picture, and now has also his tags, but this was well executed by MarineKing.
Yeah, and MarineKing at this point is actually going to move out again, but this is really scary because now his opponent has mutas, so if he messes up this attack, even if he thinks he's going to escape, he likely will not. He will lose a lot of medevacs on his retreat path. He can't just pick up and go. That is no longer an option for him. He can't kind of go, oh, well, my attack failed at in between the third and the natural, I'll just pick up into the main and drop there. He can't do those things anymore. He's got to be very careful, and I like that he's pulled back to the watchtower with this. Armory finishing up perfectly timed with his 2-2, so he can start that right away. Baneling speed getting closer for Symbol, who will also have +1 for his mutas. The question is, how many of them will he make before he gets his infestation pit?
Right now, I'm actually pretty sure that he's going for a similar strategy that he used on the last map. At least it looks like he's not trying to get a fourth base at this point. So he has Overlords scattered all across the map. This is something that I really like because he has the vision that he needs in order to detect drops early and then shut them down with the Mutalisks. But he is keeping on producing Zerglings. These are 64 harvesters. He could get more. With all these Zerglings and Banelings, it looks like he's going to be a bit more aggressive. But this time we have siege tanks. Siege tanks, 3 of them with a siege mode. I think by now he has 4. No, it's still 3. There are no bunkers. But if those siege tanks hit the Banelings, then he will be in trouble. And here they come. MarineKing, is he set up well enough? Is he able to shut this force down? All those Mulers in a bad spot, they die within seconds, and Symbol drops in supply. This time, MarineKing is ready.
He holds very well. The Banelings that went into the third base attacked the refinery and a depot, did not kill any SCVs, and that attack was largely no problem for MarineKing. He's now ahead in upgrades, 13 drones on the way, Infestation Pit is coming out. Of course, he needs it because he has no other backup to fall back on here. MarineKing in a great lead right now, starting a 4th command center. The 2 depots he was building, he's going to restart those soon. Does need to do that pretty quick, but he's got +1 on the way for his vehicle weapons, and he is in a great defensive shape here.
The situation as it is right now for Symbol is that his attack and his original game plan kind of failed. He knew that he was not doing too much damage when he started the push, but he had to commit anyways. Now he has to take a 4th. He has to start his take, which he just did after he completed the Infestation Pit. He's taking a 4th base. He might even try to take a 5th because, well, sometimes Zerg, the thinking process of some Zerg players is like, okay, I'm trying to double expand and I will be able to at least hold one of them. I have the minerals to pull it off, but I really need to get another base later on because as soon as my opponent has his 4th, I'm in deep trouble. And this is exactly what's going to happen right now. MarineKing is happy on those 3 bases.
Oh, this is not enough Lings.
But this is the problem now for Symbol. MarineKing is happy on 3 bases for now, but he already builds another command center. He will go into the middle of the map. I'm even a little bit surprised to see that MarineKing is currently getting the upgrade for the orbital command for this 4th base, because usually you try to establish a planetary fortress that will help you a lot. You claim the middle of the map, and then the Zerg player will be driven back slowly but steadily. And this is exactly what happens every single time. Look at it. Symbol is trying to push in, has to realize that it's too much, and has to back off, over and over again.
And MarineKing's upgrades are better for a time hero right now. 2-2 against 1-1. 2-2 is about to finish for someone, but he has to be careful. Does not want to fight with just Lings alone, but the Infestors are out. He's got a total of 5 of them. Burrow is about to finish as well, so we can start sneaking them around the map. He can also set up some more Baneling traps like we saw last game. Ultralisk Cavern on the way, which is a good choice of tech on this map. And yeah, this run by is going to be a little bit annoying for MarineKing. It forces him back. This buys Symbol very critically needed time.
To the right, we have a few Marines spotting the expansion. There they are, but we already have the 5th base for Symbol. He did exactly what I mentioned earlier. He tried to establish 2 bases in order to save at least 1, but this is really getting critical. MarineKing is moving onto the creep. He's scanning, he's taking those creep tumors down. He's at 200 supply. He's about to move in, and here come the Infestors. The Fungals, they are good, but they are not perfect, and the Siege Tanks, they are set up, and MarineKing loses a lot of supply here, but Symbol not only loses most of his Zerglings, also a great bunch of his Infestors are dead.
Yep, he's only got 3 left now, losing 2 of his most important units there, but he takes a supply lead, and if he can take control of the center here, he can start fungling the units from the high ground, and that would be very important for him. There's too many tanks, though. He hesitates for just a moment. He can't break through yet. He's going to wait for the Ultras. It looks like the Adrenal Glands are finishing up. 3-3 is on the way. It does have chitinous plating as well.
We have to still, the one thing that is really important is if Symbol is able to get these Ultralisks out, it gets in good engagement with Adrenal Glands with 3-3 chitinous plating, then he can still win this game. But as it is, the position for MarineKing is so much better than it was just a few minutes ago, because he's now in control of the map, he's in control of the center, he has 4 base against 4 base, and he has the production, also the upgrades. 3-3 is going to finish very soon. There will never be a time where Symbol is actually ahead in upgrades. So right now, MarineKing, he's in a great spot, but he has to be a little bit careful. If Symbol gets good Fungals and is able to attack with the Ultralisk, I want to call them Brutalisk, because as soon as there are Fungals in the picture, they are brutal.
That's very true.
If Symbol pulls that off with a good engagement, with a good concave, maybe another front, then it's a big problem.
He scans and hits all the Infestors! Oh!
That is bad news.
He has none left.
None.
He can't fight here.
No,
I don't know why he thinks he can.
If he's not in siege mode, then he can. If the entire army is caught with their pants down without siege mode at all, then he can fight.
Great Baneling trap set to defend it. Oh, he's going! The Banelings rolling in, but they mostly explode on siege tanks. But even so, the Ultras are actually connecting okay here. A few Banelings left. If he actually surrounds and kills these Marines, remember, this is not a planetary. I can't believe he was able to have that much success with that attack.
He clustered these tanks up way too much. Everything was just in one spot, even without the funnels. He didn't really need them because MarineKing did it for him. And now he's moving in with Ultralisk, but those Thors, they will do a lot of damage to the Ultralisk. Thors are actually great against Ultralisk when they're only
Well,
a few
there's no
of them.
support for them. Yeah, they do really, really well.
But MarineKing, he had earlier on, he had such a nice spread with the siege tanks. But when this fight happened, what MarineKing did, he just sieged up all his tanks at the same spot, and then the Banelings rolled in. Usually, Banelings suck against tanks. I mean, let's be honest about it. As soon as they roll in and try to trade against tanks, you're like, oh my god, what is he doing?
Yeah, I was even saying that. I was like, he's hitting all the tanks, but they were so clustered, you're right.
Exactly. Way too many of them died, and then you lack the support. And he did not even target fire. If he would have tried to take down the Banelings with his tanks first, it might have worked.
And also,
but it was just too much for him to do in this situation.
You're right. He didn't have Infestors. Imagine that push with Infestors to catch the units on their retreat. Oh, he catches these two Banelings, but he will have to use a scan. Oh man, this is tense. The Banelings actually do escape. I'm not sure what his plan with these is. It looks like he may actually try to roll them into... Oh, he's going to set up a very unique Baneling landmine. It must be that he wants to get a hatchery over there. We're going to see him catch and kill all these Marines and a Thor, and he's going to force a lift on the base in the center, but the counterattack is strong.
And there's still no planetary. This is going to be a problem for MarineKing. Oh, wow. Now the counterattack at the natural, though. Here comes this big attack.
A lot of his supply is here, and the Ultralisk and drones are coming off.
Where the Funkles? Nice.
But I'm not sure if it's going to be enough.
I can't see. There's too many medivacs.
There's too many medivacs, and the medivacs are all that's left. He's taking out this Thor as well, and MarineKing in dire straits now.
Oh, we have more medivacs now as Marines and actually Marauders at this point. The problem for MarineKing, no planetary in the middle of the map. That hurt him so much. Why so greedy? Why get the 4th orbital? Why not just secure the space that you have? This is usually the standard that you do, and now he desperately needs units on the map.
Yeah, and he doesn't have enough units to attack any of Symbol's bases. He's not mining from his 4th very well right now. 7 Infestors about to pop out, and those are really potentially going to seal the deal. He has so many medivacs, though. I mean, 16 medivacs out. That's 2 less than he has Marines. 16 medivacs, 13 Marauders, 18 Marines, 2 siege tanks to support them.
And also the 4th base to the top left for Symbol. This is the one base that he built earlier. He tried to get 2 bases because one of them would survive, and MarineKing, he doesn't really know about it. He can't really damage it or attack it, do anything about it. MarineKing, he was in a great position earlier, but right now, this is really scary for him.
Yes, it is. Another Ultralisk, another Infestor. He's building up the count of both right now.
8 Infestors now. Earlier on, MarineKing was facing a Zerg without a single one of them.
These traps could be effective. Those are mostly medivacs there, though. What a lucky pathing. Oh, my God. Well, we'll see, though, because he may have to engage on top of them now. Symbol trying to go here. And there's mostly medivacs in this composition, but even so, the medivacs heal so much. Does not get an opportunity to use his landmines at all.
Oh, this match is going to be so close. It's going to be so exciting as well. MarineKing here with 150 supply against 146. The 4th base is up again, of course, and he's calling down the mules. He's dropping the mule hammer now. He's trying to get this mineral income going once again and desperately getting an angle towards his opponent. 4th once again. The Ultralisk getting in here, but this is too much DPS.
He should not have attacked yet. He needs more units, but he's low on money right now. He's got a lot of gas, but not a lot of resources spent on Lings.
MarineKing is going to starve him. Symbol needs another run by. He needs something to shut down the income of his opponent, and he's trading. He cancels the base that he was building at the top left. He abandoned all hope of actually defending. He goes for the run by that I just mentioned, attacks the 4th of Symbol at the top left at the same time. And MarineKing, he has to hold this, but Symbol is expanding again at the right side of the map, but he's dropping in supply now, and MarineKing is finally securing his lead once again.
Yep, Symbol desperately trying to take the 3 o'clock expansion right now. He has forced a lift in the center, and...
Oh, we saw a Baneling explosion. The Korean observer caught it on screen.
But it didn't do that much damage because it's Marauders and Siege Tanks
Exactly. It was only the Marauders. There were not a lot of them that actually died. I don't think any of them died, but yeah, it was... We didn't catch it on camera here with our observer. Sorry for that, guys, but he didn't really miss anything.
Yeah, Symbol pulling his drones together. He's going to try to fight one last time, but MarineKing will end him here and tie up the series. Fungal's going down, but nice splits by MarineKing. The Ultras trying to do what they can. And the drones participating in the fight, but look at the supply symbol. GG! Well done, well won, MarineKing. There were a few moments in this game where things looked tough for him, but he was patient. He knew exactly where to hit. Symbol overextending himself a few times in the end without infestors. Or, you know, I felt like he really wanted to make those Baneling traps on the left side part of his fight, but he was never able to make that occur the way he wanted it to.
It was a great game. It was in the early stages. It was Symbol trying to use a similar strategy as in the first game with a Ling and Baneling attack, supported by a few Mutalisks. But then suddenly it is MarineKing who sets up his siege tanks. This time he's ready. He has exactly what he needs to pull it off. Symbol, even though starting with a double expansion before his pull and this really greedy opening, did not really recover from this failed push. He wasn't able to do a lot of damage. MarineKing, though, a bit too greedy in my opinion. This orbital command as the fourth in the middle of the map was not really necessary. If you have the planetary fortress there, it can help you as soon as you have to fall back, as you can't hold the middle anymore because the Zerg player is rushing in from every angle. You can fall back to the planetary, make it part of your defense, and MarineKing was never able to do it. Also, these run-bys with the Zerglings that nearly shut down his income would have never happened if there was a planetary. So this and the fight that we saw where he clustered all his siege tanks gave Symbol the opportunity to get back into this game and maybe take victory, claim this map, claim the best of 3 series with 2-0. But wow, back and forth game here, loving it. Really, really loving it. And the next map, Daybreak, I'm so happy that we see a third map Wolf. I'm really happy about it.
I am too. Daybreak is going to be a great one to see. MarineKing playing so well last game. This guy has insane splits. His pressure in the early game has been unique. He is innovating already again after the Queen patch. And look at that, Squirtle is just waiting to find out who he will face. The winner of this match will go on to face him in the final match. This is getting intense. And as we said, the map will be Daybreak. A great map. You know, it's very balanced. Zerg players do oftentimes prefer this map.
Symbol against MarineKing, TVZ on Daybreak. Oh my god, this is gonna be so good. You could see just their pictures. Those two guys, they are really... They are tensed up, and I don't blame them. Look at Symbol right now. MarineKing, he did not really cheer. He was not like, yeah, awesome, I've got this after he won the last game, because he knows exactly this is going to be tough, and this is the map that he comes down to. And guess what, guys? It's not even over after this. The winner has to face Squirtle.
Absolutely true. Only one player will advance to the final match. Let's find out who it'll be here at the GSL Codex.